Hi, good morning everybody. Welcome to the EUAC conference. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves yesterday evening. Time's tight, so please stick to your schedules. Coffee breaks, come back as soon as you can, lunches as well, and please turn your mobile phones off. For the rest, I'd like to ask Rob Hicks to come up for a welcoming speech. Thank you.
Thanks, Pete. So, good morning, everybody. I hope we're bright and breezy this morning and not too many glasses of wine, bottles of beer. Well, hopefully you did have too many. Anyhow, I've got 15 minutes, and I'll try to be quicker than that, to give you 3 quick history lessons. There will be a test towards the end of the session, so please pay attention. So, back in about 1932, there was a Danish gentleman whose surname was Christiansen, who was a joiner, a carpenter, who stood out and started making children's toys. From there, his children went off and carried on the family tradition of making toys, and in about 1958, one of them decided to paint into a toy called Lego. So, here, we're standing in what is the start of the Lego history and journey, which is a fantastic facility, so thank you very much. The Lego started as a plastic brick, as I'm sure you're all aware. The manufacturer was locally, the factory was locally. The factory found that actually every year they had lots of people wanting to come and see this amazing plastic brick, which is all in front of you at the moment, and you can play with it. So about 20,000 people were coming to the factory every year to have a look at what was going on, to see these magic bricks that stuck together. So one bright spark thought, let's build a Lego land, a place where adventure can be had, the Lego bricks can be built big, and people can play. So in about 1968, the first Legoland Billund was opened. They were expecting to see about 200,000 visitors. They didn't. They saw about 3 times that, 650,000 visitors in the first year to see some magic Lego bricks. Amazing story. Actually, if you now look, there are 6 Legolands around the world, and this particular one saw its 50 millionth visitor sometime last year, again to see magic Lego bricks. Fantastic. Lesson number 1. Lesson number 2, sea life. An aquarium started up in Scotland, over in the UK, for those that don't know. And that started because some people were driving past a fish farm and wanted to see fish that were in some cages in the sea. A bright spark thought, maybe we should put these into an aquarium and see who turns up. Sure enough, in 1979, the doors opened to the first Sea Life Centre up in Scotland, and quite a few people turned up. Not as many as here, about 60,000 people turned up in the first year. From there, Sea Life, as most of you know, have grown through building new Sea Life centres or acquiring aquariums that have already been built and rebranding them as Sea Life, so that now there are about 50 aquariums around the world, and we see about 20 million people visiting our establishments. So 2 key facts that are very important for Lego and then for Sea Life, or Legoland, beg your pardon. Legoland is about playing and learning, having fun, so hands-on, minds-on fun. And Sea Life is about amazing discovery and inspiring people, inspiring our visitors to make a difference when they go home, protecting the marine environment. Actually, we tried to put those 2 brands together here in 2007, and for those of you that saw Legoland Atlantis by Sea Life last night, hopefully you'll see that actually putting magic plastic bricks, Lego, in with the marine environment actually works. And when you see it with children today, if you get the chance, or tomorrow, it's phenomenal watching how close the children get to the animals, because the Lego connection's there. That's story number 2. Story number 3, why are we here? Well, back in 1972, I'm not very good at history normally, back in 1972, about 10 people got together in Basel. These were aquarium curators who thought, do you know what, it'd be really good to have a conference or a get-together, a meeting every year, just to meet people, make friends, but more importantly, share information. Share how we're looking after our exhibits, how we're looking after our animals, how can we inspire the public. 40 years have gone past, some hair has fallen out for some of us, and now we're gathered here today, 40 years on, with one of what I believe is one of the world's active aquarium curator communities. I'm very proud to be hosting it here today through Legoland and Lars, who will stand up later for his birthday celebrations. But very proud to be holding the 40th session here in Billund. We just need to remember the whole point of EUAC. The whole point of EUAC is to reunite friends, build stronger friendships, make new acquaintances. So it's important that we're really meeting people. But the key point for being here is sharing information. Looking through the programme, as I have done, I am really pleased to see some of the presentations. They look fantastic and can't wait to hear them all. So, after a couple of thanks, I'll hand over and let the session start. But first off, I'd like to thank you all for coming. Billund's a beautiful place to come to, but it is a little bit difficult if you're living on the other side of the world. Australia came. It's a bit difficult if you're over in America or Canada, and it's particularly difficult from some places in Europe. But thank you very much to all of you, and then again thanks to the next sessions, to all the people that have produced all the presentations. I don't doubt for one second they will be fantastically inspiring for me and the rest of the audience here. Don't worry, the audience isn't too difficult. It'll be fine. Finally, or not quite finally, but certainly next on my list, if I can just remind myself, yes, it is to Lars and the team here. Lars is a curator and joined us in about 2007 and has helped grow the Legoland Atlantis by Sea Life to be a phenomenal experience, and then added a new penguin exhibit last year. And that's caused you to lose a couple of hairs. Ben here. Finally, but most importantly, this conference wouldn't have happened without one person. That one person you all know, quite a tall man, Pete McLean. I'd like to thank you very much for this, and here's to a very good conference ahead.